Hello! Welcome to Tea for Tunes. My name is Alex O'Hanley and I have the hottest tea on all the new music that is out this week. Last night was the 2015 MTV Video Music Awards, and let me tell you, it was the shadiest music video awards they have had so far. Let me tell you though, it was full of a bunch of irrelevant bitches. Low budget. The only person who was irrelevant and shine was Tori Kelly. But if MTV needs to fill seats, they can do what they need to fill that arena. I mean, Rihanna didn't show up, but I mean, you didn't give her nomination for Bitch Better Have My Money music video, which is one of the greatest music videos that was out this whole year. So I want to talk first about Miley Cyrus, who is the host of the evening. She was the hostess with the mostest. She came out in tons of crazy cool outfits that really accentuated her new kind of psychedelic hippie aesthetic. She did a really good job, I think, commanding the audience, keeping the show flowing. She was very shady. She threw shade at Meek Mill. She was throwing shade at everybody. I loved it, but she had a little shade thrown at her as well because Nicki Minaj called that little hunky-tunky, hippy-dippy out. As we all know, Taylor and Nicki had a feud about the VMA nominations. Nicki saying that most award shows cater to white skinny girls, which is true because if you didn't see, Taylor Swift won every award. But they resolved it, performed together. I thought there was a little fake of Nicki to perform with her, but whatever. I mean, you looked like a glass of champagne, so that made up for it. She went up and took her award for Best Rap Video for Anaconda, which was wonderful, iconic. That video slayed. And then she turned to Miley and said, "Yo, Miley, what's good?" And Miley, you looked so dumb, I have to say. Your face was priceless. It went straight from happy hunky-dory with that weird vibes you had on to, oh shit, she's about to cut me up. So I'm glad that you got your shit handed to you, and also I'm gonna have to clock you for those dreads. Cultural appropriation. Much? Even though you dyed in pink, it's still cultural appropriation, Miley. You're kind of on the borderline of being offensive. Yummy. Where are we, the 20s? Miley, no, Miley, clock yourself, because if you're gonna run the Hippy Dippy Foundation and be so socially liberal, you better check yourself before you wreck it. Let's move on to Taylor Swift is super duper lame. Lame. She literally brought the entire cast of Bad Blood, which let me tell you, Bad Blood is one of the worst music videos ever, and I do not understand why it was even nominated. It was a product placement for celebrities. It was literally, let's go down the line. These are all Taylor Swift's super skinny, pretty white friends and the one token black girl. And it didn't really accentuate anything of Taylor as an artist. But I will say, Taylor was very, very good in bringing out the director of her Blank Space video, which won, I think, Best Female Video and Best Pop Video. I really appreciate that because we all know Taylor Swift did not direct any of those things. Whereas the director who actually put some art and thought into it had his moment to shine, which I really commend her for because that's never really happened on the MTV Video Music Awards. So then Justin Bieber returned, and his return was, I would have returned it back to the store because it didn't really give me much. He kind of just came on, did his thing, sang, hovered, and then cried. And I think he cried because he was winded since he hasn't danced in 2 years, and he looked really bad, so I could see why he'd be a little out of breath. Shade! He kind of flopped, and then he copied Kanye West's performance of Only One at the Grammys with like his circle of belief. Kanye did that last year. Sorry, Justin, you can't really copy something that soon. Even though your entire career is a copy of Chris Brown and Usher, but like that's okay. And the rise and fall of Iggy Azalea! She came back with her new nose and her new tits and her new remix of Demi Lovato, and they weren't even welcome to perform inside. They had to perform outside of the VMAs because nobody wanted to watch them. Demi, I'm sorry, you looked a mess. Iggy, the one thing the VMAs did right was they turned off your mic for your performance because none of us could hear a word you said, not that we ever could before. And then I don't even want to talk about Macklemore because he was rapping about a moped, and Macklemore is Mackle no more, Mackle bye. And then let me move on to the most iconic moment of the night, which was Kanye West's acceptance speech of his Video Vanguard Award. I actually want to take this part pretty seriously because I'm a huge Kanye West fan, and I feel what he has to say is extremely important, is extremely true, and he is the voice of the people. Hence why he said, listen to the kids. Because we as a younger generation understand more than anybody older than us will ever understand. That it is time for us to stop being controlled by capitalism and consumerism and be controlled and told that you have to look a certain way, you have to feel a certain way about yourself. And Kanye literally said, that. I'm so glad that MTV gave him the Video Vanguard Award and he shaded MTV the entire time. He was right. They asked Kanye to come because they know he's gonna do some crazy shit. They asked Miley to host because they know she's gonna do some crazy shit. MTV needs these ratings. MTV is flopping. Nobody watches TV anymore. So obviously they're gonna have the craziest people come. You're not watching because of the music. You're watching to see what Kanye's gonna say. You're watching to see what Miley's gonna say. And if it was about the music, Taylor Swift would not have won any of those awards. Compared to Kendrick Lamar's iconic All Right video, that video is so powerful and so strong and has a social message that Taylor Swift could not even touch. I would like to say, Kanye, I commend you for everything you say and I agree with you 100%, and T for Tunes will vote for you. Kanye for President 2020. All the way. And now the closing of the show where Miley Cyrus brought out 30 plus drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. One of the greatest, best shows ever. It was amazing to see those talented girls get their time to shine. And then she announced her free album, Miley and Her Dead Pets, was available to download. Miley really, even though she was problematic, she really took that and made it her award show, and everybody will remember that. And everybody should go out and download Miley and Her Dead Pets. And then, after you download it and listen to it, you can read my full review of it on tfortunes.tumblr.com. Do I think justice was served in the awards? Of course not. But you wanna know what? I think we're all learning, especially from Kanye West, that award shows are a bunch of bullshit and they take away from the music. And I would just like to remind everyone to always focus on the music. Go to tfortunes.tumblr.com to learn more. Follow us on Twitter at tfortunes, and I will see you next week with some piping hot tea hunty. Kylie Jenner, you looked a mess. Kim looked like a sack of potatoes. Who else looked really bad? Demi Lovato.